Perfect.
Hello from sunny Newry. That's where I live, up in the north. So lovely to see all the names on here. So many folks that I know so well. So thank you for joining us on this Thursday morning. This was probably the best way to get to as many of you as possible with some training on JetBlue, because I know we're heading into the busy January period and you all wanted to know a little bit more of what JetBlue can offer for you. So I am the sales manager for JetBlue in Ireland. I was appointed in October and have been pretty much getting myself up to speed in JetBlue, as well as getting some of our agents up to speed on JetBlue. I have been joined by Francis McCabe, who I'm sure a lot of you know, who has been out around the country over the last few years with an agent and has now joined me with JetBlue. Francis works within a team of 5 people, really supporting the trade. So our remit is completely trade focused, and we're very excited to be on the road supporting all of you to sell JetBlue. I think Francis was going to switch his camera on and say hello. Might be a good time now, Francis, if you're on.
Morning, everyone. I hope you can see me and hear me. And yes, I'm from a sunny Banbridge, not too far from Caitriona, just north of the border. So yes, very excited about JetBlue. So yes, this presentation is pretty cool, and yeah, it's a great product. So we're hopefully see you all soon on the road. It's been a manic few weeks for me and Caitriona. So yes, let Christmas period settle, and then we'll hopefully see some amazing stuff in January.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you so much, Francis. All right, so let's get into the presentation and let's show you what's all good, new, fresh, different. JetBlue are called a disruptor airline for a reason. And you'll see as I go through the presentation slide what's really unique, what's really different about JetBlue, and what we're super excited about the product and the service to be able to sell to your customers. So JetBlue was founded. The whole mission was to bring humanity back to air travel, and it was founded in the year 2000 by this man, a man called David Neilman, who was a venture capitalist, and he really had flown with various different airlines over the past and just didn't feel that he was getting the right customer experience. So he really wanted to put the emphasis on the customer having a really good experience with the product at every single point of contact. So that's what JetBlue is all about. Customer is king, customer is center, everything that we do. And that's really what JetBlue is all about. So let's introduce us. So we've introduced both Francis and myself. So as I mentioned, Francis works within a team of 5 people, and they're there really to support the trade from all around the world. So we have 12 folks in Europe that are wholly dedicated to JetBlue. So you can see the team going from left to right, the smaller team. So Maya is our leader right there in the center. Maya's incredibly energetic, incredibly enthusiastic, and a real inspiration to us all. Claire is our leisure sales manager in the UK. Our TMC manager in the UK, so she looks after corporate and business house agents. Maris is leisure, he looks after the leisure agents in the UK. Matt is our pricing guy. Matt sits in London. It's always great for an airline to have a local pricing person in London, so we give Matt a lot of feedback and he gives us a lot of strategy and around pricing and competitive actions. So we're really quick to react, we're quick to the market, and that speed is really important for us. Crystal has been a huge help to us over the last few months in setting up the whole operation for JetBlue, and Crystal is part of Francis's team in terms of sales support. Myself, that you probably know, I've been in the airline industry for 20 years now, representing carriers and being out in the road with you all and meeting you all. Very trade focused, that is my remit. That's at the heart of what I've done. I've been a travel agent myself, and I wholly believe in the job that you do all so well. And obviously Francis is from a trade background, travel agency background as well. So we'll be out on the road. You'll see a lot of us. You probably see us in this blue. We've adopted the brand colour of JetBlue. So we'll be out and about at the events throughout the country and try and see as many of you lovely agents as possible over the next few months. So the daily schedule, so we actually started our transatlantic services to London right in the pandemic in 2021. Our first flights went into Heathrow, and we went from 2 services a day up to 5 services a day out of London. We also serve Gatwick as well as Heathrow, and both those London flights go into JFK and go into Boston. Then we launched Paris, we launched Amsterdam. Dublin is the next launch for us in March. On the 14th of March, we will be starting our daily flights into JFK and also into Boston. And then Edinburgh is going to launch next year as well. So that's going to launch in May of next year. So really excited about the Dublin flights. It's a beautiful aircraft. It's a new aircraft on both the routes. We pre-clear customs and immigration in Dublin, which means that obviously when you arrive in the US, you're arriving into a domestic terminal, and I'll show you JFK Terminal 5 that we arrive into. And then obviously in Boston, it's going to be into Logan Airport. So the timeline on JetBlue, as I mentioned, we were set up, founded in the year 2000, so just 23 years old. Some of the key moments along that timeline: in 2008, we opened our brand new terminal in JFK, Terminal 5, which is now wholly owned JetBlue terminal. 2014, we introduced Mint, which is our business class service. So a lot of the aircraft domestically in the US will also have a business class service. Mint will operate on those flights. 2017, we launched our free high-speed Wi-Fi, and that is on board all our fleet. So every single flight with JetBlue has free high-speed Wi-Fi, which is really great offering. And then obviously in 2021, the first transatlantic services into London. So where do we sit, right? So you got the legacy carriers on one side. I'm sure you know all those names. And then on the other side, you have the low-cost carriers. So JetBlue, we call it the sweet spot. We're right in the middle. So what we're offering the customer is sky-high value customer experience, but more importantly, at affordable fares. So we're all about the customer, making sure that they have the best possible experience on board, but make sure that it's reasonably priced as well. So we've got 23,000 crew members, and we operate 900 daily flights. We're the 6th largest airline in the US at the moment. Our products on board, Core is our economy class product, and Mint is our business class product. And just to say, on JetBlue, our mantra is we never overbook a flight. So you never have a risk of your customer being offloaded because of overbooking. We just don't do it in JetBlue. It's all about making sure that the customer has the best experience. So we have focus cities in the US. So New York and Boston are focus cities. Fort Lauderdale is a focus city, LA, Orlando, and San Juan. So you'll find the focus city, they will have the best connections, they will have the best frequency and the best schedule. So very much concentrated schedule on the focus cities, which is really good. So that's just the route map, as I mentioned earlier, all the places that we serve in Europe now, and then in the US. So if you can see this, I know it's probably a little bit small, but anywhere in green is where we have our Mint service flying to. So we have Mint cabins. So obviously the transcon, we call that like from east to west, is really important to us. So in those key routes like Boston, New York to Los Angeles or San Francisco, you will have a business class, you will have a Mint service available to you to book. And then the key focus cities like Fort Lauderdale, San Juan, and then a lot of the Caribbean destinations will also have the Mint cabin. Now, we also offer same-day connections to a lot of those Caribbean destinations, which is really great, particularly for flights out of Dublin, because the flights leave so early. You arrive into JFK at 12:30, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. There are connections down there. There's a really nice one for Nassau, leaves New York at 2 o'clock. Then we also have Montego Bay and Kingston in Jamaica, and we have a Bridgetown in Barbados. So it leaves a bit later, it leaves at 9 o'clock, but I'm going to show you later what you would do in JFK Terminal 5 if you had a few hours to spend there. So A321 with Mint is the aircraft that we're using, both on the Dublin JFK and the Dublin Boston routes. brand new aircraft. So our aircraft for the transatlantic are max 2 years old. So if you remember what I said earlier about we just started transatlantic services in 2021, these are brand new aircraft. We have 24 of these aircraft on order, so we hope to expand our services over the next few years. But for now, new aircraft, we have the Mint right at the front of the aircraft. We have 2 Mint studios, and I'll show you some visuals on those. Really unique, really different for the transatlantic. And then we've got 14 Mint suites with all aisle access. Single aisle aircraft. We've got 42 even more space seats, which is 38 inches of leg room. It's not premium economy and it's not priced as premium economy. It's just the extra space seats. And we'll talk about how you book those as well. And then the core, 102 seats in core, are on board our services as well. The Mint, so all aisle access, really lovely seat area, lots of storage space, lie flat bed. I think it's they're just on 6'8" or something. It really extends right out, really comfortable. I got the opportunity a few weeks ago to go and actually sit on the seats, which was really nice in London. I didn't get to fly anywhere, but I got to onboard the aircraft, which was a really cool experience, and got to sit in these seats. So lots of spacious room around you, great features like a wireless charging plug, where you can just sit your phone or your earbuds and they charge up. Each of these little Mint suites have a sliding door, so you can just close the door off and kind of keep yourself away from the rest of the cabin if you want to sleep privately. Really nice feature on board, and as you can see, they're all angled. They all have a window view and aisle access, which is really good. And that's just a visual of the interior, the Mint cabin, what it looks like. Say all sleek, all brand new, really nice strobe lighting, and the lights obviously dim at night time as well on there. Lots of storage space, lots of really comfortable space around your seat. And just the onboard service. So onboard our Mint service, we actually have 3 food services on the Atlantic. So most of the other carriers offer 2, we offer 3. Really nice in terms of you build your own meal service. So you decide, you've got the menu choices on the TV, and you pick and choose what you would like. If you like something like tapas style, you can have that with like a mix and match combination, or if you prefer a traditional dinner on board, you can have that as well. And our lovely cocktail there, so we have our signature cocktail that we serve on board is called Mint Condition, and you can have that with either vodka or with gin, and that's a signature cocktail on board. And suffice to say, we've got a complimentary bar as well for all customers on board, not just in Mint but also in economy. Drinks are complimentary on JetBlue in both cabins. Front row, so this is the Mint studio that I mentioned earlier. So we have 2 of these seats, one on either side of the aisle, right at the top of the aircraft. And I liken them more, from sitting in the seat, it looks and feels more like a mini apartment. So you can close over that door, you have lots of space, you have a little separate seating area where someone can come in, join you in your little space and have a drink with you, and they have their own little table. So all really nice and really different, and I don't believe any of the other carriers offer this on the Atlantic. So they're the 2 seats right at the front of the cabin, and they're in the GDS. You can sell these seats, so you sell a normal Mint business class fare, and then you can choose these seats, these Mint studios up the top at an additional charge. And the charge I've seen so far ranges from €180 up to €250. So really nice little extra touch for anyone traveling on their own or traveling with a companion and want to treat themselves to a slightly like extra special experience. The TV screen on these Mint studios is 22 inches, which is a massive big TV screen on an aircraft. So it's really nice, really comfortable area. You've got even your own little wardrobe on there to hang up your coat. So you can see the lie flat. And this is a sample of the meal service on board. So again, with our ethos on giving back to the local community, all about humanity, we work in partnership with the restaurants in New York. Our menu changes every 2 months. We offer a different meal service from a different restaurant. At the minute on board, it's a really famous restaurant in New York called Pascal Jones. So that is where the meal offerings are from. So as you can see there, the really nice offering for the meal service. And then on to amenity kits. So amenity kits for everyone on board. So not just, again, the Mint customers, but also the customers in core will get amenity kit. And you can see in the top left-hand corner, that's the little visual of what the core customers will get. So they'll get their socks, their earplugs, their mask, and then a little sanitary wipe. And everyone on board also will get their pillow and their duvet. Obviously for Mint then, the amenity kit is a little bit upgraded. You'll get like eye drops, lip balm, moisturizer, that kind of thing. Noise reducing headphones as well there are available for Mint customers on board. And then in core, you'll get the little earbuds to plug into the TV. And then on to core. So as you can see, we were awarded the best economy class by the Point Sky in 2023 on the transatlantic. So there's been a lot of great reviews written on JetBlue over the last few months. So if you do get an opportunity, just Google in JetBlue and it'll come up with the reviews on the transatlantic. But suffice to say, everyone that's traveled has had a really good experience. So what we talk about is the JetBlue experience on board, remembering that the customer is king, making sure that customer has the best possible experience both on the ground and in the air. So we give the most legroom in economy, so we have more legroom than any of the other carriers. You have free high-speed Wi-Fi on every plane available for every customer, free live TV and movies, free unlimited drinks and snacks. And I'll go on to the pantry later on that, which I really like that concept. Free alcoholic drinks, and then obviously your meal service as well. And so that's a visual of what the core cabin looks like. Again, really fresh, really new aircraft. Super excited to be able to sell new aircraft and really fresh look like that. And you can see all the seat back TVs there. So it's a 3-3 configuration on the Neo over the Atlantic. So really comfortable, and the seat pitch is 33 inches, which is really comfortable. And I think there was a review done last week to say that we were extra 1 inch wider on the seat pitch as well on the Atlantic than the other carriers. So really comfortable seats. The seats with the orange headrest, we have 42 of those. They're even more space. And they offer 38 inches of leg room. So again, you can book those in the GDS. You'll see free seat assignments for everyone on board JetBlue. So we don't charge you for a seat assignment, but if you prefer as a customer to travel in even more space, then there is an additional charge. And that ranges from $60 upwards each way. So if the customer wants that kind of extra space, extra leg room, then there's a charge, but normally seat assignments are free on JetBlue. So you can see there the overhead bin space is really spacious, really roomy, lots of room. I sat in these seats 2 weeks ago. I'm 5'4.5", and that ½ inch is really important to me. But I had lots of room. I could really visualize myself sleeping on one of these seats. I thought, this is great. This is lots of room. I don't feel cramped on an aircraft. I feel like I have lots of space. So really, really comfortable seats. The pantry, I love this concept. You're traveling with kids. The kids are hungry, they want a bag of crisps, they want a bar of chocolate. You can send them up to the pantry and they can help themselves. So this pantry is available in our core cabin for all customers to come help themselves. It's stocked and restocked, bottles of water and cold drinks like cans of Coke, 7-Up, orange juice will be on there, and then you've got your crisps and your bars of chocolate. So if you're feeling packaged, or if you miss the meal service for any reason, for your sleeping or whatever, then you can just go up and help yourself. So really nice customer experience to be able to do that, particularly on the longer flight, on the way over when you're 7.5 hours on board. It's really nice extra to be able to go and help yourself to snacks throughout the flight. It's just a visual, some extra space. Our frequent flyer program is called TrueBlue, and it works on this like mosaic tile basis, and it works on the value of your spend. So even at mosaic 1, which is $5,000 spend, you get these extras. I mean, some of these things like priority security, free carry-on bag, 2 check bags, and the even more space kicks in at Mosaic 2, which is $10,000 spend. Mosaic 3 is a move to Mint, which is really good, and I think that's up to $15,000 spend. And then level 4 at $25,000 spend, and I'm sure you'll have some customers that do travel a few times to the US and might rack up that spend. You get a free helicopter transfer from JFK down to Manhattan with one of our partners, Blade Helicopters, which is a really cool thing as well. So Terminal 5, time is money, is the caption on this. So Terminal 5, wholly owned by JetBlue, that's where you'll be arriving into on that JFK flight. What do you do in Terminal 5 if you've a few hours around? Like I mentioned earlier, that Bridgetown, Barbados flight goes out at 9 o'clock at night. What do? This is the night A. So this is the TWA hotel, which is on site in Terminal 5 in JFK. So you can go across that hotel, you know, you can walk around the hotel, you can sit in the lobby, it's all free of charge. If you want to use the rooftop pool, there is a charge on that. So if you look up at TWA hotel, it'll give you all the details on what you can do in the hotel and what the charges are. But suffice to say, it's a great way to be able to spend a few hours. The TWA hotel is kind of based loosely around the film Catch Me If You Can. You probably remember seeing that with Leonardo DiCaprio many years ago, but it's all around that kind of concept. So JetBlue, we are heavily invested into diversity, equity and inclusion. We do a lot of work with partners on that area. So we have various different partnerships with different bodies right across the US and Europe in that area. I got the opportunity a few weeks ago to meet some of our flight attendants, and they were super friendly, ready to serve the customer, and it was really great to get the opportunity to meet with them and engage with them. I also got the opportunity to meet the captain that was flying the flight that day and his co-pilot, and really friendly folks, really enthusiastic and ready to serve, which was great to see and really good. Sustainability is a hot topic, I know, at the moment. JetBlue are committed to net zero by 2040, a whole decade ahead of the other carriers. So we're already really working on that. We have 4 SAF fuel refineries in the US that are contracted by JetBlue. So we're really working towards that target and really making sure that we do our part in the world in terms of sustainability. So look, as I mentioned earlier, Francis and I were wholly dedicated to the Irish travel trade, to working with you all, to promoting JetBlue, and to make sure that the services are a success. At the moment, the flights are scheduled to run from the 14th of March to the 30th of September, but we have high hopes that we want to bring those services into the winter and year round. So we'll do that with your support and with you working with us. One of the great resources that we have in JetBlue is a dedicated trade website. It's called Agent World, and it's dedicated to the European agents, and it's really user-friendly. So if you do get time between now and when the season gets a bit crazy in January, please do log on to Agent World and just play around with it. It'll talk about a lot of the things that I mentioned, and it'll also give you some marketing collateral in there, use of our logos. You can download stuff if you want to put out offers or do anything with JetBlue, and also give you all the kind of policies, and there's a groups portal on there as well. So let's recap. Look, as I mentioned earlier, we are a disruptor airline. We'd like to do things differently. We are all completely 100% focused on your customer experience, making sure that they have the best possible experience from the moment they check in until they step on board the flight, until they get the other end. We are there to serve. So we've got swanky cabins, brand new aircraft, top-notch amenities, lots of legroom, as I mentioned, in those seats. You've got the option even between 33 inches in core up to 38 inches in even more space. You've got fast, free, high-speed Wi-Fi on all our flights right across the fleet for everyone to use. Unlimited snacks. I showed you the little visual of the pantry where, as an economy class customer, you can go help yourself throughout the flight. We don't charge for seat assignments. You have completely free seat assignments on board JetBlue on the Atlantic. We never overbook our flights, and we're offering a down-to-earth fare in both our core cabin and in our mint cabin. So we're all about sky-high customer experience in all cabins, and that's JetBlue, and I really hope you can sell it well and we can support you to do that.